Stevie Nicks is back with a brand new single called The Lighthouse. Good for her. I love it when musicians who have, like, had a long and storied career just continue to do it for the love of the game. Like, for a fact, Stevie Nicks does not need money. In fact, multiple generations of Nickses going on for the next couple of centuries will probably never need money, based purely on the residuals of Fleetwood Mac. So it's good to see when people just do it because they can and they want to. And especially in this context, because it's about Roe v. Wade. I know this is, like, less relevant to any English people watching, which I think is probably most of you, but hello to the 2 Americans in my audience. This one's for you because it's about obviously the abortion laws being overturned. In fact, we got a quote from her. She says, "I wrote this song a few months after Roe v. Wade was overturned. It seemed like overnight people were saying, what can we as a collective force do about this? For me, it was to write this song. I wrote the song the next morning and I recorded it that night." That's cool. I appreciate that a lot. I think it's interesting to, like, put your neck on the line for something like this. Like, I think most rational people would say that this is not a controversial take to say that the overturning of Roe v. Wade was a bad thing, but for a fact you're going to catch flack online if you say anything that puts you on one side or the other when it comes to politics of any kind. Like, for a fact her manager the day after was like, do we really have to? There's going to be a lot of pissed off people on Twitter. So, I'm pretty sure she could just, ignore the backlash because screw those guys. And in fact, I probably wouldn't want those people to listen to my music if I was her. But, you're still putting your neck on the line and asking to get some shit thrown at you. So good for her for doing that. I will not pretend to be like a very, very well-versed Stevie Nicks fan. I love Fleetwood Mac. I'm not like super hardcore. I really like the songs that I know and like obviously the big classics ones, The Chain, etc. And in terms of her solo stuff, I will admit I think the last and only song of hers I know is Edge of 17, which is a fantastic song. So I'm very much interested in hearing how this is going to sound. So without any further ado, let's listen to The Lighthouse with Stevie Nicks. Kind of reminds me immediately of the intro to the film The Lighthouse with the like black and white and stuff. I wonder if that's an intentional reference. A guide for weary travelers who sees a beacon of light providing a sense of direction and safety and hope. A powerful beam that illuminates a path from darkness and uncertainty towards light. Okay. Oh, okay. I wasn't expecting this to be the intro. I wasn't sure what I was listening to for a second then.
Don't let them take your power. Don't live alone in the final hours.
That was a nice little edit. She's still got that like vocal charisma, hasn't she? Like she absolutely hasn't missed a beat with that. I know she only said like 2 things, but I can already feel that she's like a professional with this kind of stuff.
Take your soul. They'll take your power.
I can already tell this is going to be political.
The dark is out there. The light is going fast until the final hours.
I really like the way that this is shot as well. It really does look like a throwback. I don't know how they've managed to capture that with the camera or the lighting or whatever it is, but the way that she's lit and all of this setup, it really makes me think of like an old like Madonna music video or something like that. And actually, the backing vocals, or not the backing vocals, the instrumentation behind it, kind of got a little bit of Madonna in there too. Maybe that's just me.
Life's forever changed. All the rights that you had yesterday are taken away.
Oh, she is just not being subtle. She knows exactly what she's talking about.
And now you're afraid. You should be afraid. Should be afraid. Because everything.
God, she's like not shying away at all. I really respect that. Literally just including shots and footage of actual protests for this stuff. Like, there is no question what this is about. There is no art for subtlety, and that is fantastic. In this particular arena, I think that's the perfect way to go about this. I like the subtle build-up. Quite like the way that this has managed to shift in from that intro, because the intro was like very sparse. I know this is still quite sparse in its instrumentation, but it's kind of like that little like bass. No, I'm assuming it probably is actually a bass guitar, but the bass synth or whatever it is, that just that droning note is really helping to like envelop the rest of the song. It lets everything else be freer, because her vocals are like quite high and trebly and sort of in shorter snippets, and then the guitar is like kind of whimsically in one ear. I know, it's a nice composition. I like it.
Is it a lasting scar? It is unless you save it. And that's that. Unless you stand up and take it back. Take it back. I had my scar.
Oh.
You have yours.
Oh, I love the way that kicked in there. That was absolutely badass. I wasn't sure if I was expecting that, actually. I thought it might stay like kind of more muted the entire way through, but then suddenly that electric guitar kick in there, and she's like kicked up her vocal performance as well. She's like added a bit more grit. And also, while I've got it paused, interesting that she's actually got actors or actresses or actual protesters, but people filmed specifically for the music video as well. It looks like I thought they were only going to use pre-existing protest tapes, but I don't know who these people are, but yeah, my assumption is this is made for this. Nice. Get back, guys. Oh, now you've got some stuff building up in that left pan as well. The layering on this is like suddenly kicked into gear. I really like that. And they've got that double harmony the entire way through now on the vocals. It's nice. Oh, that's really cool. They managed to find a pregnant lady, I think, with a violin for this violin part. That's nice.
I wanna be the lighthouse, bring all of you together.
God, the changes in her voice are crazy, actually. The way that she's able to like kick in that more powerful stuff for the chorus, and then I don't even know how to describe what she's doing for the verses. It's quite ethereal sounding. It's very clever.
Bring it out in a song. Bring it out in stormy weather. Tell them the story. I wanna teach them to fight.
We've got that underneath it, but now it's an acoustic guitar, I think, under there. It's really nice. It builds up that like tension up again, and you've got those sort of slightly ethereal backing vocals coming in again, and I'm expecting it's going to be like another big bombastic chorus, which I'm hyped for now.
Tell them this has happened before. Don't let it happen again.
There it is. Nice. Oh, she's on the beach. These choruses are really, really effective, and I like how it's like the video is escalated to them being on the beach in the storm. I know the imagery is like very appropriate. I like it a lot. That is sad. Oh, that layered harmony there. They've like slowly escalated the amount of vocals that are happening simultaneously. That last harmony there was, oh, chef's kiss.
You don't have what you had. You don't have much time. Gotta get in the game. You gotta learn how to play. You gotta make a change. You gotta do it today. In the midnight hour, they'll slam the door. Make you forget what you were fighting for. Put you back in your place. They'll shut you down. You better learn how to fight. You better say it out loud.
Oh, nice outro as well. I mean, I knew it was, obviously we know the song was going to end there because, well, obviously, but the way that they baited out, they did the same dropout thing they do just before the chorus is going to happen, and then you just got the like acoustic line getting out of there. That was great. I really, really like that. I like pretty much everything about that. The way it layered itself up and down was very, very clever. They built that tension perfectly on the way up with the sort of droning lower beat, and she definitely did something clever with her voice. The way she was like performing in those verses was so, I don't know how she managed to do it. I can't put my finger on it, but it had this like higher, more ethereal feel to it, and then it really just like doubled down when she like kicked it a bit more of the grit for the choruses, which I really liked. The way that first chorus came in really took me by surprise as well. I was not expecting it to suddenly, I mean, heavy is obviously not the right word, but you know what I mean, it got heavier. I was fully expecting that to just be an acoustic. I mean, fair play to her for writing that in, as she said, like a day, and then recording it that night. Like, that's very, very like nuanced writing for something like that. I'm very impressed about the whole thing. And again, I absolutely 100% support the message, and I think it's extremely brave and important that people continue to do that, because people like her who've got influence, especially people like her who've had influence for like a long time as well, it really lends, it just, you know, it lends a strong voice to an argument. You know, my heart goes out to the women of America on that particular one. So, you know, anything that pushes that message, I'm all for. It doesn't look like she's announced whether this is going to include more music now, or whether this is just this one song, or whether or not we've got another album. I think it's been 4 years since she released her last piece of music, so I'm going to go ahead and assume that she's in the... It's been long enough, right, that you could probably do another album, but that's completely up to her whether or not she was just felt empowered to do this. Now, even though that being said, if she wrote this a couple of months after Roe v. Wade got overturned, that still means she's had this one in the bank for a little while. I mean, obviously music videos take a minute to create and edit and film and all that, but yeah, so maybe she is actually gearing up for a new album cycle. I guess we'll have to see, but based on that song, I will absolutely be paying attention to that. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments below what you thought about this particular song. And to be fair, I actually, because I'm not very well versed in Stevie Nicks, if there are any other like really good solo Nicks songs that you can leave me in the comments, I will absolutely go and listen to those. I'm very curious to hear more of it now, especially based on that. But yes, other than that, like, share, subscribe, all of that fantastic stuff. Yeah, boys, officially a YouTube partner. I know it's a very first bar for entry for somebody on this platform, but it felt very cathartic to get there. So thank you everyone who is subscribed so far. Hopefully we'll continue the growth. Other than that, have a wonderful day, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.